Doc, it feels like everything is a toxin. Food, water, air, shampoo, skincare, sometimes even toxic thoughts, maybe. It doesn't end. Can you define what toxins really are?
So they are all around us. And it just means that we all are loaded with these toxins, which our body is not yet equipped fully to handle.
So, this can become real threats like heavy metals, pesticides, mold. They can become real threats and manifest as disease.
They are actual significant contributor to the disease of the modern times. May it be inflammation, metabolic diseases like diabetes, may it be cancers. All these diseases somehow have got a correlation with the presence of toxins in your system.
You hear everything from detox teas to binders to cleansers to parasite protocols. There's so many things, right? Where do you draw the line between detox science and pseudoscience? Where should I start? Which ones are the most science-backed protocols for detox? Hi everyone, welcome back to Take 20. Today we're going to be discussing another buzzword that seems to be everywhere, toxins. When you're scrolling wellness content, all you see is detox, detox, detox. Remove heavy metals, flush out parasites, support your liver. But I mean, what are these toxins really? Or are they just fear-based marketing buzzwords? Let's find out today on this episode with Dr. Basu. Doc, it feels like everything is a toxin. Food, water, air, shampoo, skincare, sometimes even toxic thoughts, maybe. It doesn't end. Can you define what toxins really are?
See, the medical or clinical definition of a toxin could be any substance which is harmful to your cellular processes is a toxin to you.
Okay.
So, like we know, our body is made up of various cells. There are various processes going on inside our cells. Various reactions are happening. There is something getting built up. There is something getting destroyed. There are like electrical current changes, potential difference changes. Chemicals are being made. Chemicals are being destroyed. All these processes. If any substance which disrupts this in somehow, we can call that substance as a toxin for us.
Are we really exposed to dangerous levels of toxins, or is it exaggerated? I mean, our liver and our kidney were doing the job just fine, right? Why suddenly so much talk about toxins when we were just eliminating toxins just fine?
See, Sam, what happens is, think about our evolution. Like, evolution has been happening and it's a never ending process for millions and millions and millions of years. But the industrial evolution, what humans we have caused, introducing various chemicals in the environment around us and like even synthesizing. So our body is not equipped with handling all those chemicals and newfound even elements. Like, for example, heavy metals. By nature, heavy metals are deep inside the earth, embedded inside the crust of the earth. They are not found on the surface of the earth. But because of our industrial processes, maybe we want water from deep, like maybe 200, 300, 400 feet down. We take our water. So a lot of arsenic will come. So all these things, all these elements or these chemicals which we have synthesized in our factories, they have become toxin to us, which our body is not yet equipped fully to handle.
You think that some of us are more equipped than others? Like in the news, I had read and seen Brian Johnson. He's right now the most tested human in the world. And he recently came to India and he spoke about the air quality and how he got really sick. But all of us living in Mumbai seem to be absolutely fine. So are we evolving faster than according to the conditions that we are in without requirement for all of these detox, or is it building up slowly and we just won't realize it right now?
See, you can think it either way. There are some outliers, but think about that famous boiling water and frog experiment. A couple of frogs are put in water, and the water is put to boil slowly, slowly, slowly. The temperature is increasing, and those frogs are not trying to come out of that water because they are not appreciating the change in the temperature because this is so slowly building a process, and
They die.
ultimately there is a point, and they all die.
But
Why?
when they had the option of
They
jumping
had the
out.
option of jumping out. Why did they not jump out?
But when they were put in boiling water, they jumped out.
When they suddenly they put in boiling water,
So
they
it's
jump
slowly
out.
killing us.
So it's a slowly killing. So I think most of these toxins and the phenomenon around us, we have just normalized that. See, many times we read newspaper, like people in Delhi NCR and metropolitan, this much is our PM level, 2.5, PM level 10, and so many people are getting asthma, so many people are losing their life because of these pollution levels. How many of us think that in those so many people, we are also equally vulnerable?
Yeah.
We always think it must be happening to somebody else. So
Right.
to me, it's a news.
Yes.
So this is time we should be cautious about that all these processes could be affecting us also.
Yeah, the point is preventive care, not sick care.
Preventive, yeah.
Yeah. And so, but you hear everything from detox teas to binders to cleansers to cleanses to parasite protocols to there's so many things, right? Where do you draw the line between detox science and pseudoscience?
See, Sam, one thing is very much clear that we all accumulated sufficient amount of toxin inside our system, not because they are coming from outside also. We ourselves, we keep on generating. There are some metabolic toxins we generate. We all know that we generate urea and other things which are toxin to us, so our body takes them out from our body. Then there are some other chemicals which come out from environment, come inside our body from environment, like heavy metals are there, then pesticides, then petrochemicals. We talk about microplastic. Now we talk about nanoplastics also, which go actually inside the cells. Then there are
Nanoplastics can penetrate.
inside the cell. They can become a part of, like they can enter inside our cells and sit there. So not only in the circulation, which microplastics they can do, but even nanoplastic they can go inside the cells also. Then there are petrochemicals. Other, of course, plastic is also petrochemicals, but there are other. For example, we talk about pollution control of our vehicles. So many times we have got that pollution check certificate because exhaust we are bothered about that the pollution should not be there because of me running my vehicle. What about tires? Every year or so, our tires go bald. Where does that rubber go? Think about it. Is it possible to not to emit toxin and just live your life in this world? Answer is no. So they are all around us, and it just means that we all are loaded with these toxins. So all these detox efforts which you talk about, some of them could be fed, could not have a scientific basis, but some of them could be very effective. As a medical doctor, I would say all these binding agents or detox teas, or sometimes people use broccoli and other stuff.
Activated charcoal.
Activated charcoal. These things are very good for binding toxins which are there in your gut system, which has not yet become the part of your body.
Okay.
Gut is also outside our body in that sense. Once it crosses the gut membrane, it goes into our system, then it becomes a part of our body. So thing which we have
Still
ingested, we have consumed, but still it has not become part of our body. All these things could be useful in trapping them and removing them from our system. But once it goes inside our system, it becomes a part of our body, it becomes a part of our cells, then we require aggressive measures to remove them.
So this can become real threats like heavy metals, pesticides, mold. They can become real threats and manifest as disease.
According to my understanding as a medical doctor, they are actual significant contributor to the disease of the modern times. May it be inflammation, chronic inflammation related diseases, may it be metabolic diseases like diabetes, may it be cancers, and all these diseases somehow have got a correlation with the presence of toxins in your system. And not only these diseases, some toxins, they act as hormone disruptors also. Like they play around with your hormones. Surprisingly, so many of plastics, PCBs, parabens, then our pesticides, all these compounds, they act like estrogens,
Estrogens.
female hormones. This is very surprising. And I was just searching that is there any environment toxin which acts as an androgen or a testosterone? I could not find one.
I remember reading this article that mentioned there was a study done on tadpoles in a pond that had microplastics, and all the tadpoles ended up
Correct.
being female.
Being females, even when genetically many of them were males.
Genetically, many of
So
them.
phenotypically, their body features, they all became like females.
So you're saying that's very scary thought.
You know, these hormone disruptors, excess of estrogen, females, it can lead to overweight problems, obesity. Estrogen tends to slow down your metabolism, it tends to make your body to put on weight.
So these hormone disruptors, they're all around us.
They are
Most
all, and we are
common.
embedded in these hormone disruptors. They are all around us. So many cosmetic products we use, they might be containing these parabens. Then pesticide I mentioned about. Pesticides are now universally present in our food or water unless they are taken care of. And long ago, my group did a study on these pesticides. And we realized, and the study was on neurodegenerative disorders, like people who are suffering from Parkinson's or Alzheimer's disease. We realized that many of these patients who suffer from brain degeneration, they had accumulated a lot of pesticides in their system. Not only that, we proved that pesticides change your genetic expression forever. Just because there are pesticides in your system, your genetic expressions have changed.
What do you mean?
It's called gene-environment interaction. So there's something in an environment which has affected your genes. So even like we were talking about outliers and superhumans, think about genetically a person is superhuman, but just because the presence of toxins is not able to express that property out.
Oh. So are there any tests that can tell me if I have a lot of toxins in my body? Because yes, I get from what you're saying that all of us have toxins in our body, but is there a gold standard test that tells you?
See, first gold standard test is presumption that we all contain toxins.
Okay.
Secondly, see, I know because we were in a research facility, we had machines to test pesticide levels in serum or in blood, but it might not be possible for many of us. But a simple serum or blood test of even heavy metals, one should get it tested. Like lead, arsenic, cadmium, mercury, strontium, we know these are heavy metals. Now even aluminum is also. So now heavy metal test is available. Of course, a serum level of heavy metal might not show you the exact load of heavy metal your body is suffering from, but just their presence. Read it binary, present or not present. If they show their presence in your blood or in your serum, it means you have got a chance or you should be getting them removed somehow.
So say I realize that yes, I have a significant toxin load on my body, and I support a detox protocol. Where should I start? Which ones are the most science-backed protocols for detox?
See, it depends upon, like universally in my clinical practice, I always presume that pesticides, plastics and heavy metals, we all are suffering from. So most of these protocols are possible in the clinic where you have to put a binding substance through an intravenous or sort of a chelation, where you put a binding substance. Second is just simple use of vitamin C.
Vitamin C can detox?
Acid. Vitamin C at cellular level can negate the effect of any toxin. So even if they are heavy metals, mercury, if they are pesticides, ultimately at cellular level they are acting. So vitamin C will negate
My vitamin C water.
their effect. So yeah, your vitamin C water. So one should keep on taking a lot of vitamin C on a
If
daily
you're not
on a daily
at the
basis.
clinic
if you're
getting
not in the
chelation.
clinic. Yes, yes.
I found chelation to be extremely helpful. Significant difference from when I started chelation to when I finished the sessions of chelation. Significant difference for me. So yes, I do believe that detox helps with inflammation and helps overall, I think, energy.
Yeah, think, Sam, that cells are filled with something which they don't require. It may be their own byproduct also.
Right.
So that is one part, that it obstructs, physically obstructs. We call biology. At a macromolecular level, I call all biology is chemistry only. But even at atomic level, it is just physics, nothing else. So it is a physical blockade of various movement of various molecules because of the presence of these toxin entities inside your system. So they block the reaction. Secondly, like metals, I just mentioned lead, arsenic, cadmium, mercury, they are called bivalent cations. So they are the metals with 2 plus it's called 2 plus valency. So these can easily replace good metals like calcium or magnesium. Now these are the useful metals, iron. So where magnesium is required, if suppose lead goes and sit there, it blocks that reaction. And they say
Right.
there are hundreds, maybe thousands of the reaction where magnesium, even your energy production, magnesium is required. ATP or molecule which we call our energy currency is always attached with magnesium. It's magnesium stabilizes ATP. Without magnesium, a stable ATP will not be formed. Your energy currency will not be stable. So think about that magnesium is not there, but lead goes and attached there. So person will be low in energy. So like that. So these toxins, once they are removed, your normal processes start. It's not that you are now jacked up in your energy or you become a superhuman. Actually, now you have become a human.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so I feel like it's impossible to avoid toxins these days. It's almost impossible. It's everywhere. But if you would have to tell me 5 things to absolutely avoid because of the high toxic load associated with it, what would that be?
So if you want me to give the list of what is to be avoided, I will say avoid not doing exercises is one thing. Avoid not
As in
sweating
because you
because you
sweat and
sweat.
then
You sweat a lot.
you release the toxins.
Toxins, our liver is a organ with various functions. It produces energy and other things, but one of the main functions of liver is to detox various toxins which are produced inside our system. So we have to keep a very healthy. So avoid anything which damages your liver, because liver has to mitigate the effect of that toxin. Once that toxin has become less poisonous, it is taken out through our kidneys by urine. So anything like chronic alcohol consumption or like excess of sugar, which can lead to formation of even fatty liver, all these things we need to stop, avoid, so that liver remains in its. Then we have to avoid not taking good nutrients. I would say that way. Like liver requires a lot of vitamin B12. Liver requires a lot of iron. Liver requires a lot of protein. It's one of the fastest regenerating organ. So all those good nutrients has to go inside. So
Support
that
your liver.
support your liver. Exactly. Then comes, because we were talking about sweating, so liver is there. Then even skin becomes a toxin removal organ. So when we sweat, could it be exercise? Could it be like sauna or steam? So you sweat a lot. Skin pores are open.
So you believe in sauna?
So sauna, yes, I believe in sauna, so that you sweat it out. Even if it is not the fraction of the toxin which comes out through your sweat are not in comparison to what they can come out through urine, is fraction maybe is very low fraction, but still it could be significant if you are doing it regularly. So many heavy metals, they come out of your sweat. Even nanoplastic, they can come out of your sweat. Alcohol, even alcohol also can come out of your sweat.
Really? So when you say chronic alcohol, I mean like Everyone assumes, not me.
Then,
So what
yeah.
is it? You have to be specific as to how much alcohol is chronic alcohol.
See, in absolute sense, alcohol is not an essential ingredient for us. But yeah, if you are avoiding alcohol altogether, it is okay. But many studies they have proved that moderate amount of alcohol could be good for your health or could not be bad for your health, I would
Could be
say.
good for you. I haven't heard these studies.
Yeah, there are some studies who say that a moderate amount of
You
alcohol
mean
could
red
could
wine, right?
could red wine or even alcohol per se,
Oh,
a moderate amount could increase your HDL levels. There were a couple of studies, but I would say there may be a very very restricted amount of alcohol, a very very responsible way of drinking alcohol might not be
it's not as
bad,
bad
but
as smoking
uh,
then, maybe.
smoking, even single cigarette smoked, is deleterious for you. There are so many toxins, tar, carcinogens, carbon monoxide, which comes out of smoke and directly goes inside your lungs and into your circulation, that it's a big no for smoking any.
Right. So we've established that everyone needs a detox. It can be as simple as exercising or going to a clinic for chelation. Some of
Sweating
these,
it out.
sweating it out. Some of these detox teas, activated charcoal, they help with detoxing your gut.
Good for toxins which are present in your gut. Then
Right.
sleep.
Sleep. Sleep is,
You,
is,
you
is
have, but it
detox?
detoxes your brain.
Oh, wow.
See, the lymphatic system of brain, it's most efficient when you are in deep sleep. So we are talking about internal. I told you there are internal toxins and external toxins. The internal toxins which brain generates, it has to be cleared out through that lymphatic system. It happens during sleep.
Wow.
Even massage, body massage, because
Like a lymphatic
system of your
drainage.
body, if you massage your body properly, even using your own hands, you can massage. So it takes out so many toxins from your lymphatic system. It puts back them into the circulation, blood circulation, through that mechanical action, and from that blood, liver tackles them and provides them to kidney, and then they can come out of your system.
So when nutrients are concerned, how can I support this entire process of detox? Like you mentioned that the liver requires iron. It requires, you mentioned a few more,
B12 and
B12,
so many other
a few more nutrients
I'll
that
say,
could help support
yeah,
detox.
I will say detox reactions in our body are nutrient guzzlers. So many of vitamins, but we say like recommended daily allowances of vitamin B1, B2, B3, B5, B6, B12, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin K, we are talking about, like
Right.
their requirement in nutshell has increased multiple folds in last 50 years just because of the increase in
Overload
the
of
overload
toxins.
of toxins now. So most of them will be consumed, and if they are not sufficiently available with us, all these detox reactions will be suboptimized.
So who do you think needs a detox? Like, tell me some symptoms that I might be feeling on a day-to-day basis that is linked to an overload of toxins. Like, how, for our listeners, how do they know that, this actually might be a toxin overload, and this is the reason why I'm having these symptoms? What could be some of the common symptoms?
See, common symptoms are, it could be just simple brain fog, it could be just low in energy, it could be just like for example, not a symptom, but sometimes we are in habit of getting our tests done and we realize that our inflammatory markers, maybe CRP and ESR, they are not coming down. Could it be just the toxins have accumulated? Because there are so many bacterial and fungal toxins, mold, which our body might be harboring, that it will never allow that inflammation to become normal. And maybe vague body pains, maybe even migraines, frequent migraines attack could be just because of the presence of toxins in the system. Hypertension, BP, could be because of toxins. Joint pains, we know, is accumulated of internal toxins. Sometimes uric acid is also one of those toxic products which has to be balanced out. So joint pain could also be because of the toxins. You name of skin conditions, various, like sometimes excess of acne, or then your aging, faster aging signs on your skins like sunspots and other things, could be that you are harboring a lot of toxins in your system. Obesity, not able to lose weight. We talked about hormone disruptors. So, if a person is exposed to these hormone disruptors, this estrogenic compound, the commonest thought in that person's mind would be that I am doing so much, I am not eating anything, still I am not able to lose weight. It could be just because of those toxins inside that he or she is not getting those results.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Infertility, like people who are not able to conceive, could be because of presence of these toxins inside our system.
Those are
So,
enough
and you
markers.
think of a sign,
Yeah.
I can find a relation with the presence of toxins.
Toxins. And what about the idea of toxic thoughts? And being around toxic people, does that have a physiological connection between emotions and
There is-
real body symptoms?
There is definite connection with these toxins. Like so many cases of depression could be just they are harboring toxins, like fungal toxins. It could affect your emotional state, definitely. but
Really?
yes, alcohol we are talking about. We all know how alcohol affects your emotional state. It's presence of those toxins.
It's the toxin in the alcohol that causes those.
Alcohol itself is toxin. So it will cross that brain and blood-brain barrier, and it will affect your emotional state.
Yeah, if alcohol can do that, almost all toxins should be able to do that, like affect your emotional stability.
Some toxins are not able to cross your blood-brain barrier.
Right, okay.
So brain protects itself.
Okay.
But the toxins which are fat soluble, it's very easy for them to cross blood-brain barrier. Anything which is fat soluble, you should be very, very, very cautious about.
Wow.
Never expose your fat. Means your fat which you need to consume, like your oils or ghee,
Right.
whatever it is, to something which you feel can become a part of it. Maybe container, plastic container.
So
Could
never put
be
your fats in plastic
in plastic
containers?
container, because it will
That makes sense.
it become a part
Oh,
of
that's
that
why they're
fat.
always in glass.
Yes. It
Right.
must be. And we have to. I don't know what to say about fats and
But
oils.
butter
which
is
we get.
always in
Yeah.
plastic wrap.
It's called a paper. I don't
Is
know
it
how.
paper or plastic
I really don't know, but we have to be very cautious about
when we are consuming
plastic
fats?
touch of our fat to be consumed.
Wow. So I think that was quite an eye-opening episode, and it debunks a lot of myths surrounding toxins. And I think that what we get from this is the fact that we all require detox on some level, that we're all exposed to a wide variety of toxins, and we need to find ways that work for you to detox yourself. We've covered a lot, and as adults, we're kind of like, okay, it's we can handle it. But when it comes to children, doctor, we're all very protective of our children. And is there anything that we're doing to harm them without our knowledge, exposing them to toxins that they shouldn't be exposed to? Because not everyone is aware what is harmful these days. So is there anything that we need to be watchful for, especially around young children?
Yeah, Sam, this is important point you have touched upon. Small children, these barriers, we're talking about blood-brain barriers and other barriers, they are not fully developed. So the toxins, they very easily they cross through these barriers, and especially when we give them like toys. This is the commonest thing, that toys, if they are painted, most of these paints, once upon a time, they had some lead into these paints, and still we don't know, like house painting or the paint which we have painted our walls with that, or we go to a park, the railing is painted with a paint, and we really don't know whether the paint which is actually flaking out, and there is child, and child puts that railing into his or her mouth, and that paint goes inside, it could significantly put lead into their system. And lead into developing brain, it affects your brain, it affects your kidneys, and even it disrupts hormones. It acts like, again, that estrogen. So precocious puberty in females, and males getting their puberty delayed just because they are suffering from lead poisoning. And there was a study somewhere where in one of the Mumbai schools, most of the students were suffering from anemia. The hemoglobin was very low, and when it was discovered, it was found that most of them were suffering from lead poisoning. And you know why? Just adjacent to that school, there was this scrap dealer who used to take out that old vehicle battery. He used to break them up and used to take that lead part of that battery to sell. So the whole environment had become toxic. toxic environment. And those children who were playing over there in the school, almost all of them were suffering from lead poisoning. So this is how deleterious or disruptive these toxins could be to our young generation also.
So apart from this, paint is everywhere, but it's quite an eye-opener. Apart from paint, is there anything that you can think of where young kids are concerned?
The food packing, what they have. We
Plastic.
just talked
Yeah.
about the plastic packings and the colorful things which we give them to eat. We should be very cautious whether they are really
Required.
we are giving them food or we are giving them entertainment. Sometimes I wonder that if we want to brighten up a child, what should we do? Should we give child something which looks very bright, even if it is a certified food color or something, or should we give something to eat, or just should we give a child some activity to entertain the mind? Because if you are giving something to eat to a child, it should be purely toxin free.
Yeah.
Then packing part. Packing, as you rightly pointed out, even the container, so-called aluminium cans, if you cut them open, you will realize the innermost lining will be a plastic lining only, for most of them. Then what is the use of an aluminium can? So,
Yeah, so this is not meant to, this is not fear mongering or like to, I think it is alarming and it is overwhelming, but it's better to be safe than sorry. It's better to know all of these things and know how to protect your family and protect yourself, protect your kids. I didn't know about this. I didn't know about the paint, that paint can be this toxic. This, I guess, debunks a lot of myths around detox and what your body needs, especially with the changing times and especially with the exposure to environmental toxins. So thank you, Doctor, for another eye-opening episode.
thank you, Sam.